Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. This week we are talking about self-care, something so important, something I love and something that all of us need to be able to do successfully. So in this video I'm going to list off some really simple ways that you can self-care at home and help yourself feel better every single day and show yourself some love. The first thing I'm going to talk about is something that I've actually talked about, I think, in every single video I have released so far, and that is to hydrate. I know I've talked about it a million times, but it is so important that you hydrate. It is so good for your body. It keeps your metabolism nice and high. It's really good for your skin. It can improve your mood and your sleep quality. So not only does it help you get to sleep, it helps you have helpful rest, which will make your skin rejuvenate and look amazing. But it's also so good for your digestive system, everything else that goes on in your body. You are 70% water. So if you don't hydrate, your body's not gonna function properly. So hydrating is something kind that you can do for your body that will help it function better, help you feel better as a person, and basically just allow you to go on about your daily life without feeling sluggish and rubbish. Oh, sluggish and rubbish, that rhymes. The second thing I'm going to talk about is your skin, which is the biggest organ in your body. And it basically protects us from everything, from wind, from rain, from sun. So we really need to care for it and look after it. So this links on from hydration because moisturizer can only do so much. But if you hydrate, your skin will look so much better. Bags under your eyes will disappear. It's all about hydration because if you have enough water, it can carry those toxins out of your body. So if you're looking for something to add to your life in order to show yourself a bit more love and you don't have a skin routine, this is such a good one. I personally only added this to my repertoire of self-care kind of in the past 2-3 months, and it actually linked on after I got something called slapped cheek syndrome, which I thought only children could get. It's basically a viral infection that gives you really, really red cheeks. I had it for a couple of weeks, it wouldn't go away, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get a face cream because I normally just use normal bog standard moisturizer, and trust me, your skin on your face needs more care than anywhere else. So I picked up this face cream just thinking that it would help me with slapped cheek. It didn't cost very much. It's called Source of Nature and it's a day cream with white tea and licorice, and it's made with natural ingredients. Now, I didn't have a huge amount of faith in creams like this, but it literally changed my life. I feel like my skin was so much happier, and it wasn't necessarily because I was moisturizing it, but I think because I had it on my face, my skin had an extra barrier from everything else out in the world. So from soot and dirt and touching my face during the day and all of that grime and horrible bacteria, it was no longer getting into my pores, and my skin was so much clearer within the space of about 3 days. And since I've been using day cream in the mornings before I go on shift, my skin hasn't broken out because it's protected. And also in summer, you need to really look after your skin. Get yourself a baseball cap and some high factor sun cream to put on your face. There is nothing wrong with rocking one of these. I love this hat. I've loved this hat since I got it. Love it. And it protects me from the sun. So moving on to our next item on the list, it's make something homemade. Your body deserves the best and you need to love yourself. And things like takeout Chinese, takeout Indian, ready meals, do not get me wrong, I do definitely eat them, but getting yourself some fresh vegetables from the store, cooking them and just putting a cup of vegetables with some fish or some chicken or casserole is super easy to make. It is so good for your body, not just because you're adding nutrients, but because you're not adding those toxins that are in those meals. I also have to think to myself that those things have been sitting in plastic for months, and then we defrost them and heat them in those plastic containers. So I don't know it for a fact, but I do kind of believe that there's probably microplastics in that, and then that has been released to serious carcinogenic effects. So things like cancers have been linked to microplastics in your food. Let's move on to our next tip, which is talking kindly to and about yourself. You need to show yourself love and care, and if you don't do that, then you're not going to feel good about yourself. And the thing is that we do call ourselves horrible names and we do say horrible things about ourselves. We call ourselves disgusting, lazy, we say that we have big noses, big ears, horrible chins, I hate my hair, I wish I looked like her. And that voice, newsflash, is your own voice inside your head, and you need to be able to control it, because if you do get control over it, you can use it to lift yourself up. I talk about this quite a lot in my Valentine's week video, which I'll put up there for you, but just to talk about it in passing today, just look at yourself in a kind light with no judgment. For example, if you were really clumsy one day, what we would normally say is, oh my God, Alicia, you are so clumsy today. You are such a waste of space. No one's going to want to work with you. Get yourself together. Pull yourself together. What are you doing? You have no excuse for this. Instead, be like, Alicia, you're having a really tough day. Try and keep it together. And when we get home, we'll do some yoga and have a lovely bubble bath and watch a movie. Nurture yourself, make yourself feel good and build yourself up, because life will tear you down and people in life will say horrible things. People aren't always nice and kind. And so you need to make sure that that voice inside your head is being good to you and helping you rather than stopping you get through life. This next one was originally in my plan 2 points, but I'm actually going to turn it into 1 point because I think that they bounce off each other quite well, and I think because everyone's at a different point of fitness in their life that you're going to want to kind of put them together and decide what you want to do from here. So really what we should be doing, along with our 5 portions of fruit and veg every day, is 30 minutes of extraneous exercise. So that is exercise that's making your heart race, that's making you sweat, that's releasing those endorphins, and that's making you feel really good and clearing out all of your arteries and making your heart beat and get stronger. However, I'm well and truly aware that we don't all do this, so what I was gonna say was start off with 3 30-minute sessions a week. But if you're not doing any sessions at all, let's start with 1, because as I talked about in building new habits in my New Year's video, which again I will put up there for you, it's all about starting small, achievable goals. So a small achievable goal for someone who currently does not exercise extraneously at all is to do it every Wednesday, every Friday. And the other point that I'm merging with this one is that I would advise that you do a 15-minute walk outside every day, just to get yourself out into some fresh air, to get your eyes off a screen and away from technology, to get yourself some headspace, and it will also help you sleep at night. But I was thinking that you can merge these two together in order to make quite a nice little regime for yourself. So let's say, for example, you were going to exercise extraneously 3 times a week. Let's say those days are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So that means that on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, you need to go for that 15-minute gentle walk just to clear your head, clear your mind, and get yourself to feel good about yourself again. Ideally, you should be going for it every day, even on the days you do exercise, but like I said, small achievable goals. And if you currently do loads of exercise, that's great. How about going for a walk that you don't go for the purpose of exercise? You go to clear your mind, to self-care, and to get yourself into a better place. The next thing I want to talk about is actually really simple, and that is your morning cup of tea or coffee. Oh my God, my tea. Okay, you guys, so I made myself tea before this video and kind of forgot about it, and it's been sat on the side for like 30 minutes. Okay. I got my peppermint tea. Self-care, self-love. And if you want to know why I love peppermint tea so much, I'll link it up here for you. So like I was saying, your tea or your coffee in the morning, your morning routine, whatever it is that you get up and sit down with, instead of getting your phone out, instead of talking, instead of putting loud music on, take a moment to be quiet and reflect. Because I know that in the morning I can barely think straight, and I'm not a particularly nice person to speak to either. So my advice to you would be to just take some time to reflect inward, or maybe even reading a book, just doing something that starts your day off well. Because I find that if I read something on Facebook, it either annoys me, or I read the paper and there's some really negative news, which, let's be honest, is always, I then carry that through my day with me, because my brain hasn't really got its self-defense mechanisms up and running yet, and so it just kind of absorbs pretty much anything I look at, and then it carries it with me for the rest of the day and makes me feel pretty crap. This brings me on nicely to digital media. So if you can, try and get yourself to stop using so much digital media. Stay off your phone, stay off your screen. Your serotonin levels will be much higher if you look out the window at the birds and the trees and appreciate the beauty of the earth for 5 minutes than it will be if you scroll through your Facebook for the 30th time that day. And equally, your mind will broaden more if you read 5 pages of a book instead of refreshing Instagram every 2 minutes. And also, it will probably help time pass faster, which is normally what people use these social media apps for. The next point I'm going to talk about is meditation. I did touch on this briefly in my yoga video, but it's all about self-reflection and getting to know yourself better. When you're being quiet and you're reflecting within, your whole body will calm down and you will actually discover so much. Sometimes I can be in a really bad mood and someone will say to me, "What is wrong with you?" And I have no idea. To my knowledge, there is nothing wrong with me. I personally am actually really bad at getting myself to just go and sit and do this. But if you just put a timer on your phone for 5 or 10 minutes, find a quiet space, close off your eyes, and just let your mind chug away. Just let it do its thing. And I promise you, you will find out what it is that was bugging you. And not only will you find out, but you might also discover that you don't care about it that much. And by the end of your meditation, what was bothering you might not be an issue anymore. Identification of what's going on inside your head can only happen when we're not pumping our eyes and our brain full of information, which in a modern world is something that we do all day long. I think meditation links quite nicely into this next point, which is journaling. This isn't something I do every day, but it's definitely something that I use to get to know myself better and get to love myself more. I am actually a writer, and for my last present, I actually got this gorgeous refillable notebook. I don't see this as keeping a diary, but you could look at it that way, and this isn't something I do every day. For me, this is my mind's way of clearing it out. It's basically just getting all of the rubbish inside my head down on paper and just let it flow out. I don't do punctuation or grammar or anything like that. I just write. I feel like I've offloaded some of that annoyance, some of that pressure, some of that stress, whatever it is that I'm feeling. When I write it down on paper, it's incredible. When you take this time to reflect, it allows your brain to free up some space and for you to take a breath, because sometimes things happen and we really don't want to talk about them with anyone, and that's fine. But take some time to get it down on paper so that you can have some form of release from the stress of whatever it is causing you discomfort. So these are all things you can kind of put into your routine. I haven't spoken about the basics, which is like a bubble bath, a face mask, and movie night by yourself in your pajamas, not just like throwing Netflix on, getting yourself a comfy blanket into your favorite pajamas with a hot chocolate, setting up the movie, and just having a really relaxed, lovely time with yourself. I've more spoken today about self-care and self-love that's going to help you in the long term, and little things that you can do to things you do already. Like, you already have your morning coffee, just reflect while you're doing it. You already do exercise, just make sure that you're also going for those 15-minute walks to clear your mind. You're already eating dinner, why not just add some vegetables and make it a bit healthier? These are things you're already doing. All you need to do is add a little bit of love and it will be so much better. I think the biggest thing I want you guys to take away is that you are worthy of love, you are worthy of care, but that starts with the self. You need to do it from you to start with before you can expect anybody else to jump on board. So thank you so much for tuning in with me. I know today was a little bit heavy, but use these tips and improve your life and let yourself feel amazing. If you want to jump on over to my blog or my Facebook or my Instagram, you can find them on my channel banner. Please make sure to subscribe. It'd be so nice to get that number going up a little bit higher. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you again next week.